Stay with us. We will, of course, get some specifics from Sandeep in a moment. But right now, let me also welcome in Shachindra Nath, Group CEO at Religare, who's joining us now. As you know, Religare is in the news this morning. They bought a stake in a U.S. asset manager, 55% stake there in Landmark Partners for up to $172 million. Mr. Nath, very good morning to you. Just to get a sense from you, this is the second deal now that you've announced in this space. Just tell us a little bit more about the significance of it.
Yes, as we have been trying to explain to the market that Religare is trying to build Religare Global Asset Management in a multi-boutique asset management space. So we intend to buy controlling stakes or meaningful stakes into various asset management companies in US and in European markets who are niche in their strategy, who are very unique to and who are very liked by their LP investor base. And once we have aggregated and consolidated such firms, we would help them to grow in emerging market for for allocation of their capital. And also simultaneously, we are building a very significant distribution capability on our Religare Global Asset Management, which would help these firms to grow further where they are. Because most of the US asset management businesses, if you look at, who are not big, but who are in the range of 5 billion to 20 billion, they have two constant pressures. And that's why they like Religare quite a bit. One, that all their LPs want them to go get the best alpha out of the emerging market. But they just don't know how to do it. They don't know how to build infrastructure, how to access market knowledge. And second, they are in constant pressure to find new geographies for capital raise. And in both ways, I think so Religare would add significant value. Given the fact that Religare is building an emerging market investment bank, we are getting into newer and newer markets every passing day. We can add significant value to these asset management businesses. The way we would go about it is that this transaction is very, very significant. It enhances Religare's brand value among the asset management businesses very, very significantly. Landmark is the founders for the secondaries private equity business in the world. It's a 20-year plus old franchise. They are in the 27th cycle of their fund. They manage roughly around $8.5 billion, which is very significant. In the private equity space where they have bought the LP interest, if you combine all those private equities, that would be more than $150 billion of asset. Very significant relationship with LPs. World's best and most renowned, respected institutional LPs would be the investor into Landmark. World's best private equities across the globe, where Landmark would be invested through their LP interest. So the transaction per se is very significant. It would help people in the world at large to take a look at a Religare.
Right.
They would, it would help. And what we will go from here to acquire more asset in different classes.
Right. So you are looking at possibly more assets going ahead, Mr. Nath. Give us a few more details as to the kind that you would be looking at so we get a better sense of the overall strategy as well.
So our intention is to create portfolio of affiliates which covers every asset class. So if you go to, for example, if you go to a large pension or endowment or a sovereign fund, every year they allocate substantial amount of capital. And they allocate in every bucket of asset management. So they allocate to hedge fund, they allocate to liquid pool, which is fixed income, they allocate to alternative. So Religare Global Asset Management would try to have an affiliate or a partner in every such bucket. So that would create our portfolio. Now all our transaction takes significant amount of time because there are a few things which are very conscious about. One, we want all the founders and the partners into the firm remain into the firm post the transaction. So there's a lot of work goes behind that. We want to create right succession. So it's a constant journey. It's very difficult to give you a time frame, but we are at it all the time. Till date, we have looked at more than 120 asset management transactions in the world, and we have now done 2. Few are coming up very soon. But we would be there. So in next 18 months or so, we expect the portfolio of affiliates and our target of roughly around $70 to $80 billion would get completed. But fact is today, post Landmark, we are a $15 billion asset management company. 3 billion of Northgate, 9 billion or 8 billion, 8.5 billion of Landmark, 3 billion of Religare Asset Management. So if you look at Indian asset management space or Indian asset manager, we are the 4th largest asset management company with substantial amount of locked in offshore assets.
Right. Mr. Nath, just also to get a sense as to when you actually see all these buys actually starting to kick in terms of on your financials.
These are all very profitable, revenue generating asset management companies. Consciously, we have gone and first acquired alternative, in alternative also where revenues are locked in. So both Northgate, Landmark, they have 10-year locked in revenue. So consolidated all our asset management business today on FY11 would be doing roughly around 75 million or 70 million dollar of top line, 38 to 36 to 38 million dollar of EBITDA profitability. So all of them are these are 10-year locked in revenue. They are very profitable businesses. Return on equity is very, very significant and substantial, and that helps us to go and now look at slightly bigger and liquid pool of asset management companies. And our ability to now help them to grow in emerging market would help these firms to go and raise more capital and more fundraise from their existing LP base. And these are very live kicking firms. So Landmark, for example, has done $1.8 billion of fundraise which got closed in this February. So in the world's most difficult time period, they have raised a substantial and significant fund.
All right, Mr. Nath, congratulations on that buy. All the best. Thanks so much for joining us this morning and taking us through some of the details there of that acquisition of Landmark Partners, $172 million. That's a 55% stake that Religare has taken in that company. We take a very quick break. We come back. Sandeep is also still with us. We'll also have Rajesh Shen and Mr. Sharma joining us to take all your queries. So do start calling in. We'll be right back.